Jay Crawford, Adam the Bull, Garrett Bush, Jason Lloyd. Plus, ba-da-da-da-da, you're loving him, Mikey McNuggets. And so many big names, it would take me hours to say all of their names. You're watching the PCC Airfoils Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. PCC Airfoils, keeping the engines of change moving forward. Booyah!
And welcome to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. We're here every Friday, 12:30 to 1 o'clock on WKYC. I'm Jay Crawford. We're going to hear from Bernie Kosar on how the Browns can avoid a trap game. Bull.
Jay, I'm Adam the Bull, and we've got breaking news on Deshaun Watson potentially playing this week. G.
And I'm G. Bush, leader of the Kool-Aid Mafia, and I'm going to tell you why Deshaun Watson could be back in more than one way. Jason?
I'm Jason Lloyd. I'm going to tell you why I got my good eye on Greg Newsome on Sunday.
Do you have a bad eye?
I can't hardly see on my left eye.
Okay.
Mikey.
Jason has two bad eyes. I'm Mikey McNuggets, and I'm here to tell you guys that Deshaun Watson needs a right shoulder. I don't use mine, Deshaun. You can take it. We need you on the field. We see you soon, buddy.
Well, he's going to need to throw more than 15 yards downfield, so that's not going to work either.
Your right shoulder, your shoulder couldn't even beat me in an arm wrestle, so come on, he doesn't need that.
My right shoulder's healthy right now.
All right.
That might not be the case for QB1.
Well, that is the question. It's been the question really for a couple of weeks now. How healthy is Deshaun Watson? Since the injury to the shoulder, we know what's happened. He's missed a couple of games. One was a win, one was a loss. We've been kind of looking at this week as he's not going to play, particularly when I went out yesterday and did not throw the football well at all. But that's a different story. As you're looking at these numbers, Bull, read the most recent tweets that kind of move the meter on this for us.
We saw Jake Trotter just put up a tweet and from ESPN, and here's what he said. Deshaun Watson throwing again Friday, got almost all, I said earlier all, but I missed the almost all the quarterback reps during the portion of practice open to the media. That, to me, guys, sounds like he's trending towards playing.
Especially because it was such a big issue when DTR didn't get any of the reps before his first NFL start. You can't steal reps from P.J. Walker if you think that's the way you're going. So this, Jason, are we reading this right? I mean, it seems like he's going to play.
Yeah, I kind of got the sense Wednesday talking to him after he did his media that he was going to try and go, because I even said, like, you got to practice. No, like, you got to get out there and practice this week. And he basically said, it's the NFL. Like, if I have to go out there Sunday with no practice, then that's what I'll do. Now we've seen that he did go through yesterday, throwing the ball a little bit harder today. And I'll go back to what I said during the YouTube show and what I've said all week. He made it clear on Wednesday, if I can't control the ball, I'm not good to anyone out there. But if he can control it, if he knows where it's going to go, if he can get it where it needs to go, he's going to play. And it sounds like it's trending that way. We'll see how he feels tomorrow if he goes through a full practice today. See how the shoulder responds tomorrow. If he's good to go, I think he's going to be out there.
G?
Man, listen, I have not flip-flopped on something like this since I was in 5th grade looking at recess. Like, is it going to rain? Is it going to rain? I want to play kickball today. And guess what? I've been going back and forth, but look, he's throwing the football. And one thing that I look at is Deshaun Watson, there's something to be said for somebody that played the best game that they've been in that uniform. You don't want to lose that momentum. And when you get in the locker room, it was euphoria when it came to the 49ers game. You watching your teammates out there, and as a captain, as a quarterback, you want to be out there too. So, I look at it, he may not be 100%, but it just goes to show you he was going to do everything he needed to do physically to get back on the field. And miraculously, it's looking like it's trending, Jay, to be playing against the Colts.
It does. What's crazy about this is the last 3 games, we've been all over the map. And we've been all over the map in the wrong direction. We thought when he didn't play, he was going to. We thought when coming into San Francisco, we weren't sure, but the general manager said he was going to play.
A week earlier.
A week and days before the game. So we've been all over the map on this. I really think, guys, as much as I do think now the wind is blowing in the direction of him playing, I still think what it comes down to is a Sunday morning throw around on the field, and if things look good and he feels good, I think he's going to be a go.
Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, I don't think there's any way the Browns are going to announce today, oh, yeah, Watson's good to go. Right. And I don't think there's – like last week they ruled him out early.
When does the official designation have to It will be probably in the next
hour. You'll see what he's listed. If he's listed as limited and questionable, it really tells us very little.
Right.
That's like a 50-50 thing.
The only thing that would tell us is if he's healthy or out.
I would expect he's going to be questionable.
Right. Which means it's a total toss-up.
Yeah.
But you're right, Jay. I think we're going to see him throw Sunday morning, and if he can make, just like they did against the first game against Baltimore, and he couldn't make the throws, if he can make the throws Sunday morning, it feels like he's going to play.
And if he can't make the throws, I don't think the media or the fans will be alarmed that
No.
P.J. Walker did not get the bulk of the first team reps. Because when it was DTR, we were like, well, why isn't he ready? We know what their protocol is now. They want to get a look at him, especially right before the game. And if he's not able to play, P.J. Walker.
Well, P.J. got all the reps on Wednesday, for whatever that's worth.
Right.
Because Deshaun sat out practice Wednesday, so it's not like he'd be coming in cold. I'm sure he'll take some of the reps today.
Yeah.
Again, the media only sees the first 10 to 15 minutes of practice.
Yeah.
I'm sure P.J. got reps yesterday and will get reps today.
And we'll find out after practice how the reps were split today in practice. But again, if you're a wind vane, I think right now you're kind of blowing in the direction of him playing. We're spinning 360 for
It's
the last
been like
3
the
weeks.
winds at Brown Stadium, right?
You're exactly
Yeah.
right. Trying to figure out how to kick a field goal is like trying to figure out if Deshaun's going to start or not. All right, let's talk about the Colts quarterback, because Anthony Richardson came into this season a high draft pick, a lot of hope around him. He's been dinged. Now he's out for the season, and it's Gardner Minshew, who has had more backup play in the NFL than P.J. Walker, but it's been a mixed bag for sure, mostly on the bad side. What are our thoughts coming into this game that it's Minshew over Richardson? Would this defense rather see the rookie?
I actually think I would like to see Richardson over Minshew, namely because when you're a rookie quarterback, the first time you get under center and your first read isn't there, Jay, you're looking to run. You're taking off. There's sometimes you get confused by defenses and robber coverages, and you may think it's zone and it's man, and they disguise it, and you throw an interception. He's not going to sit in the pocket and be, just really, diligent in going through his progressions. But if you get a veteran, kind of the same way P.J. Walker is a veteran, DTR is a rookie, P.J. Walker didn't make all the plays in the world, but he made enough veteran plays to get his team over the hump. I think Gardner Minshew is a guy who is not the greatest player in the world. Anthony Richardson has a better arm and talent, but I think Gardner Minshew is a better guy to take the snaps against this defense.
I don't think it's a big difference either way, but if I had to say, I'd rather the Browns face Gardner Minshew. I disagree with you, because Anthony Richardson has the one dimension that if the Browns have shown any weakness on defense,
No, that's a good
it
point.
was the running quarterback.
That's right.
Right now, that might have just been a coincidence.
Well, it was the running quarterback that could also throw well.
Right, but Richardson, he's raw, but he's that type of quarterback.
Right.
And he was running the ball a lot earlier in the season, so Gardner Minshew doesn't have that as part of the game, and there's a reason he's been a backup for the last, 5 years?
Yeah.
Richardson has the higher ceiling to me. Minshew has a higher floor, and you don't know what you're going to get out of a rookie. The Browns could get after the quarterback. They're going to generate heat. If I'm the Browns, I think I'd rather see Richardson than Minshew. I think Minshew gives the Colts a better chance to win right now. I know why they're playing or why they were playing Richardson. It's for the long-term development and get them the reps now. They're not really trying to win right now. But in terms of a single game focus, I actually think Minshew gives them a better chance to win than Richardson.
Yeah, I agree. I would much rather see the rookie in this situation, even though he does have the element that has proven to be, not that it was their kryptonite, but Lamar Jackson is really the only quarterback that's had any success at all against this defense.
But he's also a veteran who's been around.
He's a veteran. He knows what to do with the football, and like you said, if his first read isn't there, he knows to go through his checkdowns before he decides to run, where Richardson might be more apt to just tuck it and go. Speaking of the Ravens, the reason I don't want to see Minshew is because, and I know it's an any given Sunday league, but this quarterback with this offense went to Baltimore and beat the Ravens.
Yeah.
So, I know if they played 10 times, that outcome might only happen once. But
What
me,
did
I
Minshew
can't
do in that game?
he wasn't great,
Yeah.
but he did more than Lamar Jackson
I
did.
just think, to me, Minshew is the same as Ryan Tannehill and is the same as Kenny Pickett. He's in that vein of quarterbacks, and neither of those quarterbacks did anything against the
I know,
Browns.
but I would take those over Richardson right now, too.
And we lost to them, too.
Yeah.
No, you didn't lose to Tannehill.
We lost to Pickett.
Yeah, but
All right. You have stats for us, Mike?
Just real quick, Minshew against Baltimore, 27-44, 247 yards, a touchdown, no turnovers.
That's
So.
damn good
that'll
game.
work.
Adequate, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a really
That'll
good
work.
game. So, we're going to find out. Here's what gives me great comfort coming into this game. I know we have the Browns defense.
Yeah.
So to me, it doesn't matter who's playing
I don't think it
quarterback
really
for the other team.
matters.
With this defense being elite through 5 weeks, I feel very comfortable that they're going to be able to get this done on Sunday. X factor, I'm going to start with you because I feel like I know where you're going. Why
Really?
well, I mean, you did say in the open you've got your
Oh,
good eye
I'm
on
saving
Greg
that.
Newsome.
Nope, that's later.
Okay.
That's later.
So Bull, I'll start with you. Who's your X factor Sunday?
My X factor in this game is, there's no doubt about it, it's Denzel Ward, because you might not have Greg Newsome. Greg Newsome that might not. No.
Yes.
Greg
Yeah,
Newsome.
no, he didn't.
I don't know why
he
it sounded
didn't
wrong in
practice
my head.
Wednesday.
Yeah. So he's a little banged up. The Colts or the Browns corners are going to be on an island because the Browns are playing heavy run because that's the only thing the Colts are good at.
Sure.
So the corners, led by their best corner, Denzel Ward, and I would say the corners in general, but I'll go with the guy is the best. Denzel he's going to probably be dealing with Michael Pittman quite a bit. And if the Browns are playing 8 in the box, then the only guy that could screw up the game on offense is Michael Pittman, and that's Denzel Ward's job to shut him down.
Yeah.
I'm going Jerome Ford.
Wow,
because,
that's mine.
Yeah, because he finally showed some signs of life last week in the second half against the Niners. The Browns' run game has not been good. I'm on record. I think they're going to have to do something at the trade deadline. I don't think Kareem Hunt's the answer, and I don't think Jerome Ford's the answer in terms of an every down back. But he did get a little bit of momentum the second half last week, and I want to see if that can translate and carry over and maybe start to put to bed some of the questions about this Browns running attack.
I'm going to go to the defensive side of the football. I'm going to go with Sione Takitaki. This game is going to come down to if you can stop Zach Moss and Taylor in this run game, and Takitaki is going to be in on base downs. So you need to get those guys off the field. You need to be able to stop the run game. And then if you could capitalize offensively, then you can really get scary and get into your nickel packages where you're down moving Myles Garrett all around. But Takitaki is a guy that I want to see help stop the run.
And in the interest of time, everything you said. Because Jerome Ford, he's my X factor.
Yeah.
You got to be able to run the ball, particularly if you don't know what's going to happen at quarterback. All right, the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show is taking its first break. When we come back, Bernie Kosar on how the Browns avoid a trap game. That and much more when the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show comes right back after this quick break from PCC Air Force. And we welcome you back to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Look, if you like us on WKYC for 30 minutes on Friday, you're going to love us on YouTube every Monday through Friday, 11 to 1 live, or you can watch it on demand whenever you get the time. Just put UCSS into the search bar, and you'll find the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Is Sunday a trap game against the Indianapolis Colts? The Browns are coming off a huge win, and they're playing a team, although it's on the road, that Vegas believes they should handle. For more on that, let's throw it to Mikey McNuggets, who's standing by with Bernie Kosar.
Hey, Jay, it's not every day you get to hang out with a legendary quarterback. We're joined now by Bernie Kosar. Bernie, if you were playing quarterback for the Cleveland Browns and you had an elite defense like the Browns currently do behind you, how would that change your mindset, knowing that you don't have to go out and score 50 points every game to be able to get a win?
It's a beautiful question and an awesome mindset to have as a quarterback. I love our Cleveland Brown teams of the 80s. The dog pound era teams, we had a really good defense. And when I had a good defense like that, I actually could take more chances with the football. And I would make sure I would take more chances with the ball. And if I made a mistake, I knew that my defense had my back. And I knew it wasn't like a life and death situation to where the defense will bail you out from those type situations. I felt like that with the really good Browns defenses of the mid-'80s. I love the elite defense that we're having now with Jim Schwartz. So absolutely lets a quarterback be a little more aggressive with his play. And then if he makes a mistake, he doesn't have to get down. I don't have to get down on myself.
Bernie, we saw the 49ers maybe kind of fall into a trap game situation against the Browns last week. As we look ahead to the Colts, we may be seeing a similar situation where the Colts could be a trap game on the Browns' schedule. So in the week of preparation leading up to this game, what do the Browns have to do to avoid falling into a trap?
You know, when you got games like this that could be a trap game, especially when you're feeling good about yourself. The great coach Bill Parcells, the great coach I had, Don Shula, never wanted you to feel comfortable within yourself. So organizationally, head coach-wise, Coach Stefanski, he's attuned to these trap games. And just stuff like yourself, Mike, talking about the trap game. The coach, players, making sure you're cognizant of that. Your quarterback, your leaders of the team, they have to talk to your young players about that. And at this time of the year, in October, you are susceptible to these trap games.
So that is the legendary Bernie Kosar. Bernie, thank you. Jay, back to you.
All right, McNuggets, thank you very much. Always good to hear and see Bernie Kosar. We're taking a break on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. We're coming right back, though. It's one of our favorite segments. They're still wishy-washy here. No fence riding. All of us pick a side on some key issues ahead of Sunday's game between the Colts and the Browns. Stay with us. We're coming right back. Welcome back to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Thank you so much for spending time with us. We're doing a segment now that we do every Friday. We love it. It's called No Fence Riders. Mikey McNuggets is going to give us a topic, and basically we had to pick a side hardcore. No wishy-washy here. Mikey, what's up first?
The first one, guys, is an Amari Cooper question. Will Amari Cooper have 100 or more receiving yards against the Colts? And this was a pretty even answer. Steve, let's show the good people out there how they responded. Yes, Steve, take it, please. Yes. A 4-3 split. Bull, myself, Tyvis said he will not have 100. Jay, G, Earl, and Jason said yes. Explain.
I think it's time. You know, I mean, he's flirted with it. Yeah. He's clearly the number 1, number 2, and number 3 receiving option on this team. Nobody is even close to him in terms of statistics. If Deshaun Watson goes, I feel even more comfortable that he goes over 100.
Yeah, I think it's a time for him to get over the 100. And I would expect as the season goes along that Deshaun Watson starts looking at him like, hey, if all else fails, I'm going to look over here to Amari Cooper and see what he has.
Even if he's covered.
Force-feeding him the ball a little bit, especially if he's going to make catches like he did last week.
He should have had it when he stepped out of bounds. He probably goes over 100. He should have had it. He was wide open in the middle of the field, and they just didn't see him.
Right.
So the opportunities have been there, and this is the week he puts it together.
Had I know if Watson, when we were asked these questions, I assumed Watson was not going to play. I might have changed my answer, but I still think even with Watson playing, I think they'll have a conservative game plan offensively for his first game back. I think they're going to try to run the ball out against Indy, and I don't think Indy's going to score much, so I don't think there'll be a great need for the Browns to throw the ball around too much.
Yeah, I agree with you, the point you made about the conservative game plan.
Yeah.
Look, he can play and still not throw the ball more than 20 yards downfield.
Guys, DTR rolled in there with no reps,
None.
and they were throwing it all over the place. There was
but
no
last
such
week
thing
they
as
were
a
heavy
conservative.
run. Last week they were heavy run.
Well,
But now you have to consider that there could be an arm injury.
Right.
You don't want him to throw it 50 yards downfield.
The DTR game they had to throw, they were getting crushed in the game.
If Deshaun, they were throwing right away. If Deshaun plays, they're going to throw it.
All right, Mike.
Well, Deshaun was just listed literally in the last minute as questionable. So
Okay.
as we
That's
learned,
what we expected,
we
yeah.
learned
They
nothing.
gave us nothing.
Game time decision down to the minute, just like Baltimore.
I'm
Second
sure.
question. Will Jonathan Taylor account for more total yards than Elijah Moore, DPJ, and Marquise Goodwin combined? Another pretty even split, 4-3, except Earl, Jason G, and Tyvis. It's not 5-4-3, it's 5-2, I can't count. Said yes. Bull and the Chicken Nugget said no. Bull,
I
tell
want
the
to change
people
my
why they're
answer,
right.
too. I want to change my answer.
I think that was an easy one.
I do, too. I don't know what the heck I was thinking. I don't know why I said yes.
Well, I don't have faith in all the guys that Mikey listed for the Browns.
I don't either. But
It's more an indictment on those Browns players than it is Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah,
But
right,
Jonathan Taylor right now is their number 2 back at the moment. Eventually it's
Yeah.
going to flip because they paid him, but he is getting less touches and hasn't been as effective as Moss.
But don't you think that as time goes on, he'll be
100%,
integrated as the
yes.
number 1?
100%,
And
but
that could be Sunday.
It could be, but I think the Browns are so hard to run against. I think both of those totals will be very low.
That's what I was going to say. The Browns receiver is going to get 25 yards, and Taylor gets 27.
We're talking 3 guys. But look, that's how bad it's been for this receiver.
real.
I got the Browns group with 57 yards and Taylor with 46.
Look at you being a big speed.
Man, you guys are getting really specific.
We asked the question last week, McCaffrey receiving yards compared to that trio, and it turned out to be 19-9. So it was very close.
Well,
hopefully.
McCaffrey did get hurt, by the way.
Well, and that's why the Browns ended up winning. Had
Yeah.
McCaffrey not been hurt, McCaffrey
So that
would've
trio had 19 yards
outgained.
last week.
Yes. Let's get to our last one,
Taylor
guys.
needs 20.
Let's get to our
Jeez.
last one. Very simple. Against this Colts defense, will the Browns offense score 23 or more points? Earl, Jason, Bull, and Jay said yes. G, Tyvis, and myself said no. This
Are
was
you
all done,
changing
by
with
the
Watson
way,
playing?
before Watson was
There
listed
you
as
go.
questionable.
This is a
Yeah.
Watson pick. If you know, all you got to do is ask me. I'd have flip-flopped way over that. Yeah, they're going to get 30 points.
30. Have they scored 30 all year? I don't think they've scored 30 all year.
No,
they haven't.
27 a couple times.
I had them with 24 without Watson this week because I had them. I have the Browns with a pick 6 this week.
Wow, now
Pick
that's
6.
really specific.
Yes.
It's, you know what? They're way overdue for something like that.
Yeah.
I would just settle for another interception.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
That Friday pick 'em. They getting specific McNuggets.
Very quickly, guys, injury update. This is from Tom Withers of the AP. Harrison Bryant questionable, Kareem Hunt questionable, Greg Newsome questionable, Taki, who G just mentioned, his X factor, out. So he will not be
Oh,
the next factor in the game.
now he's the 0 factor. He's the O factor.
He's certainly not going to be the X factor.
No, he's not.
But questionable. Usually when you're questionable, I'd say it's a little more than 50% chance that you play.
Yeah. All right, Mikey, what do you got?
I got to do a read real quick, then we're going to take one last break. But if you're looking for a job with career advancement and great benefits, PCC Airflow is the leading manufacturer in Northeast Ohio. All locations of PCC Airflows in Eastlake, Menor, Wickliffe, and Minerva are hiring for all positions starting at $18 and up, plus full benefit packages, paid time off, and a signing bonus. You can apply online at precast.com/careers to learn more.
All right, we're coming right back. It's our favorite segment of the show. It's pre-written headlines. We tell you not just who's going to win, but how they do it. When the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show comes right now. All right, welcome back to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. We're here every Friday, 12:30 to 1 on Channel 3. We are a 5-day-a-week show on YouTube, plus the post-game show in the fourth quarter at the 2-minute warning of every game. You can check us out. Time for pre-written headlines. I'm going to start. I did this with the idea that it was going to be P.J. Walker, not Deshaun Watson. This would have been a lot easier if we'd have known Watson was going to play. Defense corrals the Colts. Yeah, Jim Schwartz is the lead Cowboy. Just third back-to-back win in nearly 3 years. It's been a long time, guys, since they've done that.
Yeah, it is. It's been a long time. And like you say, you got to stack the wins up, Jay.
Yeah. Jason?
Well, if you watch us on the YouTube show, you know we got a little bit of a saying. Greg Newsome, interceptions aren't really his thing. Until now.
Wow.
Newsome makes interceptions his thing. Cornerback gets first career pick. Defense breaks young Colts 21-13 road win.
I like what
Maybe
you did
that'll
there.
be the pick 6 I was talking
And
about.
I realized I just contradicted myself because I took the Browns to score more than 23 points in the Fence Riders, and I just gave them 21 in the headline. Either way, I win.
Well, for Fence
lose.
Riders, you figured Deshaun Watson would play, and for your headline, you figured it would be
Yeah,
B.J.
yeah,
Walker.
We'll go with
There
that.
you
go.
We'll
Go
go
with
with
that.
that. Greg Newsome, first career interception on Sunday.
All right,
Mikey.
Bull.
Or no,
No,
yeah,
G's
sorry.
up.
G's up.
Gee, I'm sorry.
Listen, to come off my spectacular pick of the Cleveland Browns.
The only one that got it right last week.
Over the 49ers. We're going to keep that thing rolling. Colts messed around and found out. Hey,
Look at the graph.
Browns poured a tall glass of Kool-Aid after dismantling the Colts. And we got a little extra flavor in there. That's that grape Kool-Aid right there, ready to go.
Yes.
They messed around and found out. Browns rolled.
That is really good. That is really, really good. Bull, what do you got?
Let's bring it up, guys. Browns go streaking in the quad. Cleveland wins back-to-back for the first time this season. They need this, right? You talked about they haven't had a lot of winning streaks.
Right.
You go back to 2021, they actually won 3 in a row in weeks 2, 3, and 4, which is hard to believe because they haven't had a winning streak really since then. I think they won 2 in a row once last year. That's
did.
it. So
You're right.
Now's the time. Let's go streaking. Not me. You don't want to see that. But
That
the
would
Browns
be a
should.
censor.
Mikey McNuggets.
Yeah, we're a family TV show, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure we would be able to. How about my headline here? Garrett sends Gardner to the glue factory. Historic defense pitches a shutout as Miles re-enters Defensive Player of the Year conversation. I felt old because neither Anthony nor Earl knew what the glue factory reference was.
Really?
Well, you're younger than Earl, so
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
not
but
an
it
age
made me
reference.
feel old.
You could have said the dog food factory, too.
right.
Isn't that part of the deal?
Now they're sent him to the.
Just because
the
Earl
woodshed.
and Anthony have been living under a rock has nothing to do with age.
Well, you know what? I'm a little concerned. Last week, we all picked against the Browns, except for you.
Yeah.
So you were the only one that got it right. This week, it's a clean sweep. Everybody picks the Browns. And historically, in this show's brief 2-year history, when we all do that, they tend to lose.
It doesn't go well.
So good.
It does not go well, so hopefully that's not the
Real
case
quick,
this time
one
around.
note from Kevin Stefanski speaking on Deshaun Watson. Quote, I want to see how it responds over the next 48 hours, but he looked good. He will be a game-time decision on Sunday.
Wow, very good.
Wow.
That's a great
It
way
is.
to end the show.
Let's go!
We thank you for watching. Don't forget, tune in the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Do it on YouTube at the 2-minute warning of the fourth quarter on Sunday between the Colts and the Browns. See you then.
Peace.